So there's this huge fuss about this guy who took his son to prom, and um, the he escorted his son, and his son is like dressed like a girl and whatnot. Dude's son is like mad gay. Okay. Um, and then to top it all off, I learned that the guy is Muslim, and then on top of that, his mom support his sassiness, right? And a lot of people have a lot of opinions, a lot of negative opinions, like, oh, I keep hearing, oh yeah, this was wrong. Dad should never support their son's cross dressing or whatever. It's 2025. I don't mean to be one of them people, but okay, hear me out. All right. My personal beliefs, I don't think that, this young man should be, um, his lifestyle, I don't agree with it, right? But at the same time, I'm not a part of his life. I don't know him. Like, okay, why should I be upset for something that somebody else is doing with their own kids? That's number one. I got kids of my own to worry about. I can't be sitting here worried about somebody else's kids. The fact that that guy is almost 18 and mine are still in Pampers right now, kudos. I mean, taking care of kids is work, right? So that's number one, not my kid. Number two, okay. Why is this kid's life being like criticized by complete strangers? Like, it's so easy to take a negative point of view about this. Um, like I feel like people go out their way to try to find something terrible to say about somebody on the internet. Um, Thirdly, I would say those people most likely believe differently than the rest of us. And they have a right to. This is one of the main reasons why I love the United States of America. Because in this country, you can have a life that other people do not agree with. And still, you can live freely. At least that's how it's supposed to be. So, as for this situation, I feel as though these people are doing what is right for them. And if a person has a problem with it, then they don't have to deal with it. I mean, if you see a guy dressed like a woman, behaving as a woman, and his whole family, you know, doesn't have a problem with it, then why do we have an issue with it? Fourth point, there's going to be a lot of points. You know, um, this is about to get a little dark because, and you know what? No pun intended. But I'm going black community real quick, right? And before I go black, this is point number 4. I think I'm going to go. This kid's dad came to support him, and most of us can't say that about our dads. Most of us can't say that even when we were in a place that was better than where he is, that our dad was there. Most of us can't say that. And I'm not just talking to, let's get away from race real quick. I'm talking about people in general. To have a dad who shows up, who's active in your life, even if it's not like every day, the fact that he was willing to take a picture with you, that's a big deal for a lot of people. And I know for some people who had dads, they're like, wow, that's a shame, man. The bar is real low. Yeah, the bar is very low. Most dads are not supportive of their kids, much less supportive of their kids when they don't agree with them. And I learned that his dad did not agree with his lifestyle. And especially if the dad does not, if he may not want to be seen with that. Like, it's hard for, generally speaking, it's hard for a man to have a gay son. It's hard. Most men don't want a gay son, understandably so. Like, gay men live a rough life. I've never met a gay man whose life was like cool. Like, it's rough. Like, people judge you. People don't like you. People don't want you around. You get labeled as a pedophile, things like that. Or pedophile, sorry. But it's a lot. So for his dad to come up, for those of us, a lot of us don't have like our father for whatever reason. We don't have him. The fact that his dad was like, contrary to what I believe, if this is what my son's doing, this is my son at the end of the day. That's his son. Now let's go black with number 5. A lot of black people are like, ugh, especially black men, right? Yeah, I'm going to go a little racial. One thing that I used to be appalled about was I heard a group of white men talking about women, and they called them holes. Called them holes. Not even people. Like, in the black community at this time, I heard a lot of people calling women females, the B word, things like that. So anyhow, now the black equivalent to calling a woman a hole, which is to imply that she's just something to screw, something to have sex with, and that's it. Never mind every other part of her. The black equivalent is a box. She's a box. She's just box. So, with that being said, if, women have been minimized to be something to screw, and, for the men, it's like they can, how difficult is it to be a woman? Like, the women have no value, generally speaking. And if you don't respect the women by and large, then, I mean, what place is there for the men? I know I'm kind of reaching, I'm going everywhere, but I'm trying to say, for black men to sit here and, in one way, it's like, I keep hearing, black women are the least desirable, things of that nature. And then on the other end, you got this guy who appears, he has feminine features and things like that. A lot of times when I see men in general, particularly black men as well, with women, the makeup, the hair, it looks like a black woman to be desired. If she's just a hole. I mean, this guy is a guy, yeah, but like, to be so heavily judgmental, I think is hypocritical. Like, on one end, we want to jump on this dude because of his sexual orientation, or jump on his dad. And then a lot of these guys that's like, ugh, this dude's gay. Well, those same dudes, they have more respect and admiration for their homeboys than their own wives and girlfriends. She's just box. But when you talk about your homie, oh man, that's my dog, that's my, like, you got so much love for your homie, but you ain't got no love for like your baby mama, which I know I'm jumping a lot, but this is a whole black community thing, mostly this incident. And I just feel like there is so much hypocrisy in all of that. Like, to say that something is seriously wrong with this guy. But at the same time, black women are devalued all the time. And I'm trying to make the connection here. But my thing is, I just don't understand how this is so disgusting when so many things have led up to our community being in this condition. Like we're not our structure to be like the type of people that's like, yo, this is wrong, man. But at the same time, it's so many things. I think there are so many other serious things. Like I said before, when I was saying, like, this guy's dad is there. That's a real issue for families in general, not just the black community, but the fact that his dad, like the fact that I feel like we can't see the forest for the trees, right? I feel like, yeah, you will have your personal opinion about a dad taking his son to prom, escorting him as a female, as if he's a daughter, right? But at the same time, how many of these guys are actually active in their son's life? How many of these guys would actually show up for their sons at all, let alone, during a really, I guess, an embarrassing time for the dad? Which brings me to my next point. I feel like this is for the kid who's going to prom. It's for him. It's about him. It's his prom. It's his prom. And, as a loving parent, I could imagine his dad being like, this is a very important thing for him. And although I do not agree with him, this is still my son at the end of the day. Which brings me to my question. Like, what's more important? Like, being able to love your child or being able to big up what you believe in? And I know that sounds crazy. Even for me, it sounds crazy. I mean, I always hope that my kids will never put me in a weird position like that. But at the same time, I understand that they got to live their lives too, right? So, I don't know. I just think that I love what this man has done for his son. I don't agree with it. He doesn't agree with it. But, the fact that he did this for his son, that's all I hear is that he did it for his son. That's all I can see is that he did it for his son. Now I'm going to bring this up. The way that the mom and all the other women involved are acting like this is the most adorable thing in the world, yeah, I disagree with that. Which brings me to another thought. Like, hey, men, y'all got to be selective on who y'all marry and have kids with. Don't get me to talking because I hate to say it this way, but at the end of the day, it's this man's family. It goes back to the husband. It goes back to the man being the head of the house. Like, men, y'all get to pick whatever woman y'all want to have kids with, whatever woman y'all want to be, who y'all want to marry. And he picked a woman that is always condoning this. Maybe the best he can do, he can't make his son stop because his wife is completely condoning it, right? But at the very least, like, I commend this man for loving his son in spite of all that. No, I don't agree with it. And yeah, I did kind of jump around with the whole black community thing. Because I have to say this. I think that the guys that don't take care of their kids always have the biggest opinions about everybody else's kids, especially homosexuality. I don't know why they're so big on being anti-gay or homophobic, but they don't have that same vigor and passion for raising a family properly. That's just my opinion. I just think it's really dumb to be like, yo, bro, you dress like that, but then at the same time, you got to clap. But whatever. That's just That's just my opinion on that.